Hey everyone! Ever wondered where Catholicism is thriving most in 2025? Not just in numbers, but in that vibrant, soul-stirring faith that shapes entire communities? Today, we're diving into the top 6 countries where Catholics live out their beliefs with passion and purpose, inspired by lively discussions on the Catholic subreddit. Spoiler alert, the usual suspects like Italy, Spain, and France didn't make the cut. Instead, we're exploring places where the Church is a living heartbeat. Let's get started. First, a quick bit of context. Being a Catholic country isn't just about how many people mark Catholic on a form. It's about devotion, community, and a faith that colors daily life. The Catholic subreddit has been buzzing about the best places for Catholics to live, looking at metrics like population percentage, mass attendance, and parish density. But what really stands out is that spirit, the way faith weaves into culture through cathedrals, festivals, and traditions. We're kicking off with a country that embodies this in a warm, vibrant way, Costa Rica. Imagine a tropical paradise where Catholicism isn't just a religion, it's the official state religion, written into the Constitution. Over 60% of Costa Ricans are Catholic, and faith is a cornerstone of their culture. Kids learn about Catholicism in school as a required subject, not just history, but a living tradition. Every August 2nd, the nation comes alive for a massive celebration honoring Our Lady of the Angels, Costa Rica's patron saint. Thousands make a pilgrimage to the Basilica de los Angeles in Cartago, a stunning cathedral where people seek guidance or give thanks. It's more than a religious event. It's a festival with music, food, and prayers that unite communities. Other churches, like the Coronado Church or San Rafael Church in Zarcero, host their own saintly celebrations, turning faith into a joyful, shared experience. If you're a Catholic craving a place where faith feels like a warm hug, Costa Rica's got it. Now, let's zip over to Europe to a tiny principality with a big Catholic heart, Monaco. You might think of Monaco as all glitz, yachts, casinos, and Formula One. But beneath the glamour, Catholicism is the official religion, with about 83% of residents identifying as Catholic. Monaco forms a single archdiocese, tied historically to the Church in France, and its faith runs deep. The biggest event is the Feast of Saint Devote, the patron saint, celebrated on January 27th, a national holiday. The night before, a wooden boat is set ablaze in front of the Church of Saint Devote, symbolizing her martyrdom. The next day, the princely family attends morning mass in the cathedral, followed by receptions that blend faith with Monaco's elegance. Living in Monaco might be a dream for most, but its Catholic spirit is undeniable. These two countries show what makes a place truly Catholic, not just stats, but a faith that's alive in daily life and grand celebrations. Costa Rica's warmth and Monaco's elegance set the stage for our journey. Stick with me as we explore more nations where the Church shines bright, from historic shrines to modern devotion. Let's keep this global Catholic adventure going. We've just soaked in Costa Rica's vibrant pilgrimages and Monaco's elegant Catholic traditions. Now, let's keep this journey rolling with 2 more countries that shine as Catholic beacons in 2025. These places aren't just about numbers. They're about faith woven into everyday life, from family traditions to historic miracles. Let's dive into Portugal and Malta, where the Catholic spirit burns bright. First up, Portugal. You might think, isn't Europe getting less religious? True for many places, but Portugal's holding strong with about 80% of its people identifying as Catholic. What makes it special is how faith persists despite modern secularism, thanks largely to family. In Portugal, Catholicism is passed down like a treasured heirloom, keeping the Church alive even as mass attendance dips elsewhere in Europe. The heart of this is Fatima. In 1917, Our Lady appeared to 3 shepherd kids, and the miracle of the sun left thousands in awe. That moment still draws pilgrims to the sanctuary of Our Lady of Fatima, where you can feel the sacred history. June is huge in Portugal, with festivals for saints like St. Anthony, St. John, and St. Peter. These aren't just church events. They're street parties with music, dancing, and processions lighting up the night. Visiting the Cathedral of Braga or Lisbon Cathedral feels like stepping into a living story of faith. Portugal's faith keeps the church's flame burning strong. Next, let's head to Malta, a Mediterranean gem and Catholic powerhouse. Over 90% of Maltese are Catholic, and Roman Catholicism is the official state religion. Legend says St. Paul brought Christianity here after a shipwreck, and today he's a national symbol. Maltese festas are the heart of this. Epic celebrations for each parish's patron saint, often in summer. Picture a high mass with a sermon on the saint's life, followed by a procession with a statue carried through streets decked with flowers and lights. It's faith meets festival, and it's electric. The biggest event is Menarja, honoring St. Peter and St. Paul, kicked off by the Bandu, a government announcement read since the 16th century. For pilgrims, St. John's Co-Cathedral in Valletta, with its Baroque art, and the Mosta Rotunda, with its massive dome, are must-sees. Malta's small, but its Catholic heart is massive. What I love about these countries is how they live their faith. Portugal's families and Malta's island-wide celebrations show it's not just about Mass, but a faith that shapes who you are. Got thoughts? Been to these places? Drop a comment with your favorite Catholic destination, and let's keep this conversation going as we head to our final stops. We've journeyed through Costa Rica's joyful pilgrimages and Malta's vibrant festas. Now, let's wrap up with two Catholic powerhouses that truly shine in 2025, Croatia and Poland. These countries don't just have big Catholic populations. They live their faith in ways that inspire. Let's dive in and see what makes them special, then tie it all together. First, Croatia, where faith and history are one. About 86% of Croatians are Catholic, per a 2011 census, and 27% attend Mass weekly, a high number for Europe. St. Joseph, declared patron saint in 1687, is a national icon. The Shrine of Our Lady of Tursat in Rijeka is a must-visit, with a wild story. Legend says Mary's house from Nazareth appeared here in 1291, moved by angels, before vanishing to Italy. Today, it's a pilgrimage hotspot, especially since Pope John Paul II visited in 2003. You'll even see a statue marking his trip. Croatia's cathedrals, like St. Domnius in Split or the Cathedral of the Assumption in Zagreb, are breathtaking. Walking through them, you feel centuries of devotion. Croatia's faith is like a steady flame, deep and enduring. Finally, Poland, the crown jewel of Catholic countries. Estimates vary, but 85 to 97% of Poles are Catholic, and in the early 2000s, nearly 99% of kids were baptized Catholic. A 2023 World Values Survey found 52% of Polish Catholics attend Mass weekly, the highest in Europe. Poland's faith is a way of life, producing giants like Pope John Paul II, St. Maximilian Kolbe, and St. Faustina Kowalska, whose Divine Mercy devotion is global. Visit Lichen, the Polish Vatican, and see the Basilica of Our Lady of Sorrows, home to a miraculous icon. Corpus Christi, a public holiday, fills streets with flower-adorned processions, celebrated since 1247. Poland's faith is a living force. What ties these countries together? It's not just numbers or churches. It's how faith shapes identity through festivals, pilgrimages, and love for the church. From Costa Rica to Poland, these places show what it means to be Catholic in 2025. What do you think? Been to these countries? Got another to add? Drop a comment, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more faith-filled stories.